Okay, so let's start. Today I want to talk about software development tools, and I want to focus in on integrated development environment. Now, what an integrated development environment is, it's an environment that you use for a programming language, and it's an environment that makes it easier for you to write code. You have a number of menus you can use. You can do a lot of things with an integrated development environment. Now, the development environment we're going to use and the software is Python 2.7 idle. So I just want to introduce you to some of the features of Python and show you how to write a simple file. So what I've got is, I'm running this on my Mac at home, but we have our first window here. And when you actually get Python up and running, you'll see this window here. You'll see here we have the first window, we have preferences here. You can change things in preferences like the font size, which is quite handy. If you've got poor eyesight like me, you may want to bump the text up a bit, make it a bit easier for you to read. Don't adjust this, but this is indentation. It's really important in Python. I'll explain that a bit further along. You've got things like highlightings. We can highlight different colours. You'll see what happens here when we start writing some special code. I'll just go OK to apply that. We've got a lot of edit features, and you'll see that it looks very similar to a text file. We've got a lot of copy, paste features. We can cut, so we can do replace all. We can go to lines. It's very similar to a text editor. A lot of programming languages use text editors to write your basic code. We've got some debugging features as well, and we've got these are the most important part. I'm going to come up to that. We've got some debugging things. This is a really handy thing. You can go to a line of code if you make a mistake. Okay, when you get the program, it's important to note that you don't start writing the program in this window. What we want to do is open up a new window. So we go New File. Now, that window appeared on my second screen. I'm just dragging it across now. It's always good to sort of resize your windows like this. It's a bit easier on your PCs at school to do this. Alright, so now, how do you start your first code? Well, let's start a really simple code. I'm just going to write print hello world, and that's it. What I'm going to do now, I can run it, so therefore I'm compiling the program so it's ready to run. And how I do that is I need to save the file first before I can compile it, so I'm hitting Control S to save it. I'm just going to say this is, I'll say this is hello world. Here we go. Got two options here. One is to check the module. What checking the module does is it checks each line of code to make sure we haven't got any syntax errors. That's saying we're right, we haven't got any syntax errors. Then we can hit run, and you'll see that that actually ran at that time, and it just says hello world. Now, what happens if we make a syntax error? There's a syntax error right there. When we print something, we need to make sure, if we're printing out just some line of text, it needs to have talkie marks either side of it. It needs to be in quotations. So that's now a syntax error. If I check the module now, because I have to save the change, it says that we have a syntax error. So what I can do is I go OK. It tells me what a syntax error is. Okay, now if I hit, I've got save. Now, a shortcut key when you hit run is to hit F5, which I'm just doing right now. And there we can start getting the code going. One really good thing to do, sometimes you get all this gobbledygook in your window. You might run this program 4 or 5 times. Sometimes it gets a bit hard to figure out what's going on. If you just close the button now, and then hit run again, a new window will come up. Here we go. And it says hello world again. So that's just a simple way to refresh the screen. Well, that's really it for this video. I just wanted to show you how to get Python up and running and how to set up just a basic environment to start writing your code. So the most important thing to think about is this is the window that you print out the code, and this will be the window that will actually give you the results. It'll display the output of your code. And that's it for this